Well, hello family, friends, and YouTube. I wanted to take a moment here to simply get out here on the road and do some engine braking that I had referenced before. So I'm in fourth gear right now, just to give you a quick example, and I'm at this red light and we're still in fourth gear and I'm almost coming to a stop. Now it's down to 3, 2, and then 1. Okay, that is, I guess, equivalent to car transmissions or stuff that will do that. On motorcycles, a lot of times you want to do what's called engine braking, and that is allowing the engine, not the brakes, the engine to slow you down. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to demonstrate the differences of what that's like. As you can just see right there, when it downshifted, I mean, it's in 5th gear right now. I mean, it just runs through the gears like, I guess to keep everything smooth, the computer just runs through the gears. And that's fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's a smooth ride. But there are times where you want to downshift, or you want to let the engine slow you down, and simply going down and waiting for you to get slow enough speeds. For example, I'm going to turn right here. Watch the 7th gear, 6th gear. I'm on the brakes right now. 3rd gear. Okay, I'm almost to a stop before it decides that it's going to do the gears. That's not what we want. So let's turn around. And we're going to go up another street so I can illustrate my point of how I want to override it. See, we're in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. We're in 6th gear right now, and now 7th, and I'm like at 50 miles an hour. Now, let's assume that I know in advance that I want to slow down and I don't want to use the brakes. I want to use engine braking, like this curve. Downshift, downshift, downshift. As you can see, I'm in 4th gear right now using the engine, no brakes, letting the engine slow me down. Now, of course, as I accelerate, it's going to go back through the gears on its own, as it did there. But then we come back up here. If I were to just, I'm in 7th gear now, and if I would just sit there and say I want the engine brake to do something right now, it's not. It's letting me coast. I don't want to coast. I want it to start braking. I want it to slow me down without me applying the brakes. So what we do in that particular case is we're going to simply downshift. See, use your thumb, do an override to downshift, and that way we don't apply the brakes. Now up here it says I got a 25 mile an hour curve. Let's see, I'm overriding the gears so I can come down to 4th, 3rd. Okay, now this is not a 25 mile an hour curve, but that's what the sign said. But right now I'm not going to do it, and I want it to quickly downshift. It will not downshift. It's staying in 6th. I would want to downshift in that curve. So in that particular case, I can, over here on my thumb, manually override the downshift pattern. Now that's important for a lot of bikers. A lot of people don't necessarily understand that feature, but I'm going to turn up here, and hopefully it's not a gravel road, but I'm going to turn up here. See, I'm down, I'm not using my brake. Still haven't used my brake. Still not on my brake. still not on my brake. I went all the way down the gears, and I have not this entire time touched my brakes. Now, I didn't touch my brakes for that entire turn or that slowdown. And that's what engine braking does. So, just to give you that example, if I were to do it right now, let's say I was going to turn on this gravel. I'm in 6th, I'm in 5th. See, just now I went to 4. It's the down pattern, shifting pattern of the bike on its own is fine. I mean, it's fine. You're applying your brakes, you're doing all that. If you're one of these people that ride and you ride your brakes a lot, you like to do brakes, then that's fine. I'm not one of those people. I like to engine brake. Here's a good example. I'm going down a curve, going down a hill. I need to go ahead and override this so we can get in some downshifting, and that's what I want. So I've never been on this road, so I'm overly cautious. But I am using the engine brake right now to control my descent. And now it's changing gears, which is a DCT. It's going to do that. So unless you wanted to switch all the way over to manual with your thumb over here and switch back over to manual and control the gears from shifting up on you, you could do so. But I'm showing you a way to do it while still in regular gear mode. Now, as you can see, I've done come to the end of the road because this road ends at somebody's house. So it seems. But that's all right. We're going to turn right around right here. And that dog did not like me turning around there. I probably should have used that as a slow maneuver, but I was more concerned about the gravel and those people watching me in the van as what they were up to. They're looking at me like I'm up to something, which I'm in their driveway technically. But anyway, back to the shifting patterns. I'm going to a curve here. I want it to downshift now. See, I want this downshifting now, and the DCT pattern is not shifting. Let's just say it's not shifting to what I would want to do. But the great part about this entire engine braking, as I wanted to show you before in a previous video about overriding, is using your thumb over here to downshift and use it as an engine brake. We're coming up to a stop sign here. I'm in 7th gear. All right, I want to come up here. It's in 6th gear now, but I'm going to force it. I'm going to force it down to 3rd. Now I'm going to force it down to 2nd. Here we go. Now, I still haven't touched the brakes yet, and that's what I want. I want to be right about here, and now I've applied the brakes. And as you can see, I just now applied the brakes, and we did all of that through engine braking. And that's all I really wanted to demonstrate in this particular video. For those of you who have not seen the other videos where I talk about the manual overriding, that's a couple videos ago. Please check out my other videos, and I show you how to manually override the gears going both up and down in the shifting patterns. And also remind people that the bike's computer won't let you override a shift into a higher gear than you're allowed to be in at that particular moment, or necessarily a lower gear. I'm quite sure I cannot manually override this. I won't even try, but I'm quite sure you cannot manually override and go down the gears to 1st gear while doing 70 miles an hour. And for those of you who are like, well, let's see that, it's not going to happen. This is my baby, is my motorcycle, and I don't want to take any chances that it would accidentally do such a thing. But I don't think it will. I don't think the computer will allow it. We already know from previous video that the computer will not allow you to change into a higher gear if you're not running at a high enough speed. So the Goldwing is a smart bike too. You got smartphones, you got smart bikes. The Goldwing is a very smart bike. very enjoyable bike, but I just wanted to get out and just explain the engine braking, demonstrate the engine braking. We can explain it all day long, but until people actually see it in action, it's a little difficult for them to understand. And I'm not talking about people that have been driving manuals and people who have been riding motorcycles for years. They understand. Maybe I'm referring to just the new rider. Maybe I'm just referring to the people who just come out every now and then and want to just comment, hey, what if this, or what about this? I try to answer some of those. As long as it's not going to tear up my motorcycle, I'll even demonstrate some of those things. But I was able to show you some engine braking, and we're going to finish this video up. And I want to thank you for watching. Until next time.